Hey guys, it's Empress. I'm back with another one. Let's get to it. It's more than statements. It's a way of life. Celebration. The Miss Jessie talking. Alright guys, so today we're gonna watch a interview. I'm actually excited to see. This is Madonna 1985 doing promo for like a version. It's with Meldrum. I like the interview I saw during the Madonna era with Molly, so I'm excited to see this one. So let's check it out. Let's go.
Well, it's December 1985, and I just couldn't end the year without talking about myself at great lengths. So, my friend Molly flew in from Australia, and we're going to have a little chat. Right, Molly?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So already immediately, right, the girl, she rocking them glasses, but it's different when she was talking to old dude in New York.
Up to?
Besides making mischief, I'm making an album with Nile Rodgers.
What's it going to be called?
It's going to be called Like a Virgin.
How do you feel?
Ooh, I can't wait to get to it. Her face when she says it. Okay, trying to get a reaction. You already see kind of like the little transformation y'all talking about. I already see it, like, right? She even starting off way more confident than she was the first interview. She was talking about chewing gum on the sidewalk, like people spit out on the sidewalk. Yeah, it was pretty nasty.
My mother wouldn't let me have chewing gum, so I'd scrape it off the sidewalk outside.
Hey, that's that. Ew.
I didn't exactly do that. I came from a very good school in Melbourne.
Me either, Molly. What? She's already more confident, alright? Like, boom, she a boss now. The girl bossing up. Alright, let's go.
Coming from Australia and going into New York in a day.
Y'all caught she was like looking into the camera. Okay, let's go.
Or sort of coming on in a day as well. The first thing that strikes me is Madonna, the Virgin Tour. And the first words that come out of your mouth from that tape. So can you just try to remember them and say what you said then?
You mean the introduction of the film? But Molly, that'll give it away.
I went to New York, I had a dream, I wanted to be a big star, I didn't know anybody, I wanted to dance, I wanted to sing, I wanted to do all those things, I wanted to make people happy, I wanted to be famous, I wanted everybody to love me, I wanted to be a star, I worked really hard and my dream came true.
Okay, the Madonna Virgin Tour, I mean, like, it's putting yourself out, not only on the road, but in front of a lot of people.
Dang, I like the glasses. Why'd you take them off? That was a good look. It's a cool look. Let's go.
The people loved it, and that was proven. Some of the critics hated it. They wanted to...
My tour?
They wanted to shoot you down, you know?
Oh, yeah, sure.
So how did you cope with that?
Well, I think overall I ignored them because I knew deep down in my heart that it was good. And that I was also always going to meet up, and I will in the future meet up with a certain amount of, you know, controversy, a certain amount of opposition to what I'm doing.
Okay.
Is that foretelling, right? In the future, right? Y'all already telling me. By the time I had got to erotica, that's why I had to rewind the tape, right? I'm like, hold up, stop. How this happen? What was going on with Madonna for this to happen? So y'all already telling me, like, oh snap, it's about to get even more lit after this, okay? So let's go.
If you look at the video version, I mean the Virgin Tour video, it looks great, you know?
Yeah.
But it's not that easy to put that together, you know? And especially, I mean, for yourself. I mean, like, the dancers, the musicians, I mean, there was a backing group that hadn't been there before on your records. So, I mean, like, how did you do that?
How did I put the show
together?
together?
Yeah, how did the process of you putting a tour together?
Well, the main and most important thing was getting the band together, and I auditioned East Coast and West Coast musicians, and wherever the majority of the good musicians were, that's where I decided to set up, you know, like, shop. It just turned out that almost everybody I used in my tour I found in Los Angeles, so that's where I really put together the tour. I brought one guy out from New York, and it also ended up that that's where I found all the dancers, although I auditioned people from everywhere.
Okay, so you decide then to sort of put this...
Interesting. So I see this as kind of like Madonna, kind of like defending her East Coast like roots. Like, I ain't forgot about the East Coast, but the West Coast is where I was popping.
The situation together. You put yourself through a strenuous thing. I mean, number one, you have to sing.
Right.
And number two, you put yourself through this immense dancing routine from number to number to number. You know?
Well, what I would do is I'd spend all afternoon working out all the choreography and the staging of the show with me and the dancers, and then I'd go at night and work with the musicians. And then when it got, and we rehearsed like this separate, me and the dancers and then me and the musicians for about a month.
Wow.
And then we spent about 3 or 4 weeks putting it all together on the soundstage. Then everybody came together, and I had a great choreographer to work with, so he sort of watched over the whole, you know, what it was like visually, and everybody started working together, but I had to take it in pieces.
I mean, the hard work paid off. Like, I was like thoroughly entertained that whole concert. It was lit. And I'm just feeling this whole little vibe. Like, I love Madonna fashion game, this era, like this era, and the Madonna 83 era. It's killing it. Let's go.
The songs, you know, I mean, Dress Me Up. I mean, how did you feel?
Dress you up.
Dress Me Up. Oh, God. I mean, it's almost a climax in itself. You know, it's not the climax to the show. You know?
No, it's the first song in the show. Well, you gotta, when you start a show, you gotta come on strong, or you're not gonna hold them through the rest of the show. You gotta have a great beginning and a great middle and the best ending so that they don't forget you when they leave. So I'd say that Dress You Up was a great way to start it.
I agree.
And Material Girl was the way I ended it, and sort of the high point in the middle was like something like Gambler.
Okay, in 16 months, you've had 11 staggering hits. 11. And that's a lot, you know? It's almost one a month, you know?
Yeah.
Wow, the girl came a long way, right? When she was talking to Molly, he was like, I don't even understand it. Boom, I had to watch that. What he said, he had to watch that, not Physical Attraction.
What do you think of people who assess your record and you believe in it and others perhaps don't, and they don't put it on playlists? You must think about that.
When people don't acknowledge it as
Yes.
being valid?
Yes.
I think about that, but I think that they'll come around to it sooner or later. Anything good gets listened to eventually.
Right, well I have a, and this is the first time ever that I'll ever make this admission. I went to the Ritz last night in New York and saw the video of Burning Up. And it must have been at home, because it was released at home, and I know it was submitted. And somehow I, helping programming Countdown, never considered it. Last night, it won me more than Holiday.
Really?
Yes.
Know how fire Burning Up is. It's crazy to me to know, like, people sleeping on Burning Up. It's crazy for me to know people sleeping on the Madonna 83 album. Her kind of rise, right? We saw the grind, but once she hit, what I'm saying is she took off. You know, like 16 months, 11 hits. Like, what? I told y'all when I was watching the tour, I'm like, this girl got hits now? Like, what? It's crazy. All right, let's go.
They're all on the Virgin Tour performance.
And then I'm just still tripping out about, like, just her confidence now, like, from when they first interviewed. Like, it's remarkable. I mean, that's what money will do, right? You get bossed up a little bit more. Let's go.
What's your favourite?
My favorite song or my favorite?
Your favourite song and then your favourite performance.
Get Into the Groove.
Hey!
Get Into the Groove, to me, sort of encapsulated everything I'd done from the beginning of my musical career to where I was standing out on the stage. And it also meant a lot to me that the guy that I wrote it with and the guy that produced the record with me had been Stephen Bray was somebody that I'd been with since my childhood. So he sort of came through it all the way with me, and that meant a lot to me. And it was also in the first movie I ever did.
Madonna as a performance in herself, so far.
Yeah.
The best. Tell me what's the best as far as your own performance.
Like, what's the best performance I ever did?
Yeah. Was it the MTV thing, launching the Virgin thing where it shocked the entire audience?
No, that was hard. That's the hardest thing I ever did, and any of all the entertaining that I ever did was Saturday Night Live.
Your next role,
Yeah.
Okay,
which has to be a serious role, which the critics are really going to analyse with microscopes.
Oh, yeah,
and
for
really
what?
and with scalpels, you know, because you're doing it with your husband.
Yeah.
Tell us about this film.
Oh, so this explains that confidence, that kind of glow up too. So this is a married woman right now. Okay, she grown for real. Oh snap, okay, I can't believe the girl got married. Like, this is shocking me. Like, what? I can't believe she got married, like, right, like then, like when everything just boom taking off. But I'm guessing this is kind of like some, I don't know who got married, like I'm not gonna say power move, because I'm like sure she loved her husband, but I mean, he must, like, he had to be somebody, right? And y'all said Sean Penn. Haven't really seen none of his movies like that, but nah, I can't name no Sean Penn movie off the top of my head. But we're gonna see that Shanghai Surprise. All right, let's go.
I think they'd have their scalpels out whether I did it with Sean or not, believe me. They would. They'd have their scalpels out whether I did it with Sean or not.
So can you tell us a little bit about the movie?
The name of the movie is Shanghai Surprise, and it's a romantic adventure that takes place in Shanghai in 1938.
Oh.
And I play
so that explains this whole little old school throwback glamorous look too. Okay.
And Sean plays a con artist who drinks a lot.
Okay. Making this movie with the two of you, and seeing you over a day, of where I see the strength that it's Madonna, you know, and then seeing you with Sean, of where he can really phase you. I mean, he can love, you can see it, you know.
What are you talking about?
Well, I think that...
This is personal stuff, right?
Yeah, well, it sort of is, you know, that where another person can actually put Madonna second.
In other words, I actually care about what somebody else thinks about me. Well, yeah, that's what happens when you're in love with somebody. You give up a certain part of yourself. You have to become selfless in a way, and that's the trade-off.
That's an interesting question. So, I mean, y'all drop me some comments below. Was there like a Star is Born type of thing happening with them? Like, was Madonna, like, was Sean like the dude before, like, the dude, I guess, in Hollywood? Because, I mean, they kind of were in two different fields, but then not really, because Madonna, y'all told me she made about 38 movies or something. I'm like, what? She be acting like that? But was it like a Star is Born? Like, Sean was like on the come up, like he was just the Hollywood it boy, then boom, he married Madonna, he became like Mr. Madonna or something like that. Like, what's up? Y'all let me know. Drop no comments below. Alright.
Segue back to the boyfriend that I had who taught me how to play music, you know, guitar. And their band was
shout out to that boy Dan.
for a drummer. So I said, hey, I'll play drums. I'll play drums, and he said, you don't know how to play drums. And I said, you want to make a bet? He went off to work every day because he had like a 9-to-5 job, and then he would we would rehearse at night, or he would rehearse with his band, and I would practice the drums for like hours and hours. Like, he didn't know I was doing it. So I just kept practicing, and then one day I said, can I just play for a rehearsal, you know, just give me a chance and everything, and so they let me, and then they were really impressed.
So see, Madonna in the Breakfast Club kind of like left that little part out. See, I'm thinking like, Dan just teaching her how to play the drums like every day, but I didn't know Madonna. I love her even more. I didn't know she was over there like, okay, well, first of all, boyfriend working, like she said, he had a 9-to-5. Boyfriend working all day, I'm cool, I'm chilling up in the synagogue. Let me just learn how to play these drums. Boom. So he come home, she like, yeah, I'm pull up like, no, I want to be your band. Boom, she showed him. Again, I love her determination, and I mean, this might be funny, y'all, but again, every time I think about Madonna, especially since that Breakfast Club, the intro, Madonna like, let's go running. Like, only thing I could picture, and I said this, I don't know what era it was. I think it was last Madonna era. I mean, you know, this starting to merge now, but I showed that clip of Joan Crawford via Faye Dunaway and Mommy Dearest. She's like, surprise, 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 surprise. Like, I just see that every time I think about Madonna, I just hear her like, surprise, 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 surprise. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Okay, from there?
So then I'm playing drums, and we're getting gigs in certain downtown clubs like CBGB's and the Mud Club and Max's Kansas City and everything. And I'm starting to write music for the band too, like some songs. But they already had 2 singers in the band, so they would never let me get up and sing a song, because what's the point? So, so one day I finally convinced them, meanwhile, you know, I'm playing drums, I'm also practicing guitar, so can I just do one song?
That girl was determined to make it. Okay, I'm respecting just the determination, the ambition, right? Let's go.
I'll just, you know, I'll just play guitar and sing one song, please, 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 and they finally said okay. So then I got up to sing one song, and the other guy went back to play the drums, and like I got a standing ovation. That one moment in the spotlight in front of the band singing was like a really big high.
Right, so you've got a group, you're going to the clubs, you're going in and doing demos, and you're approaching record companies, and
right.
So there's hundreds of others.
Okay, so I befriended one DJ in particular, and he worked at a club called Versatility, which was one of my favorite clubs. And we talked a lot about music, and I knew a lot about...
So, dang, Madonna really just telling her whole come-up story right now, right? Boom. Right. Straight from the woman's mouth. Okay, she's talking about DJ Mark Camus. Shout out again to Madonna Breakfast Club. I learned about him in there. All right, let's go.
Singers and a lot about different groups and stuff like that. And he said, how come you know so much about this? And I said, well, I'm really interested in music. And he said, well, in what way? And I said, I'm a singer. He said, no kidding. And I said, yeah, and I just happened to have this tape right here. I mean, I was carrying this tape around with me everywhere, to every club, waiting for the moment to pop it on somebody. So I said, would you play it? I said, would you play it? And he said, well, I can't play it in the middle of the night. I mean, I haven't heard it. What if it's terrible? What if everybody stops dancing? And I said, all right, well, you listen to it, take it home with you tonight, listen to it, and I'll come back here tomorrow. And if you like it, then you play it again. So that was a Friday night, and he went home, and then Saturday night I met him again. I came back before the club opened, and he said he really loved it. So he played it. He played 2 songs. One of them was every...
You go into experiences of doing a film clip, of MTV being a baby and nurturing into something that it is now.
Right.
So your first film clip?
Well, I had a couple of singles out before anybody really knew who I was, because I didn't have a video. And the first video I ever did was to Borderline, which was, by then, my, like, 3rd or 4th single. So my album was doing fairly well.
So, see, I ain't done that. See, I'm thinking, when we did The Journey, I thought Borderline was, like, the last video she had did. Interesting, okay.
Without anybody being really aware of what my image was at all. And so I did my first video to Borderline, and then suddenly I had that crossover that I had been waiting for so long, because people could see who I was, they could put a face together with a song. And I owe a lot of the success of that song and the rest of the songs on that album to MTV and the exposure that videos give you.
But I mean, it was all a new experience for a lot of people, you know. I mean, like, America was not here to video like, say, even Australia or England was, you know?
That's true, but I was...
Oh, see, I ain't know, dang, the things you learn. I didn't know that the U.S. was, like, behind in the video game. But that explains why the ABBA clip, I just recently did Take a Chance on Me. Okay, I just recently did that song. And I was like, dang, they was making videos in the 70s? And I understand, I think they come from, like, where they come from? Like, Sweden, Finland, what are those countries? I don't know. All right, let's go.
I was really excited about it because, to me, it was like making little movies, and I've always been excited about that. So it was like confining it to the 3 minutes of the length of the song.
Yeah.
From what you said tonight, you're an inspiration to a lot of people who have the same inspirations, you know?
Yes.
What advice would you give anyone coming from a family?
To believe in your dreams, to do whatever. If you have something that you say you want to do, then it's your responsibility to make yourself happy and to be true to yourself, and that you can do it.
Well, when I look at you now, and especially if you put the glasses on, you can just put them on.
Of course.
And I read in Interview magazine that one of your favourite actresses is Judy Halliday.
Yes.
You look like Judy Halliday with the glasses on.
Well, thank you.
Why did you like Judy Halliday?
Because she's funny.
That's what she was done.
She's not dumb.
She won an Academy Award.
She was clever.
Interesting, because I got that feeling when I heard that the intro. went to New York, da, da, da. Like, she was putting me in that Julie Holiday type of vein. And I think we talked about this one time before. She mentioned Julie Holiday in one of those 1980, the Madonna era interviews. So she must really love Julie Holiday. Or back then, Julie Holiday was really... Okay, and I get that, because, like, I even said it, Julie Holiday kind of had, like, that deadpan humor, kind of like, you think she dumb, but she really smart, but how she say stuff, it be like, huh?
Enough to make people think that she was when she wasn't, when she was actually smarter than everyone. That's pretty good, huh?
Have you been like that?
Clever?
Have you been clever to the point that other people may have underestimated your talent?
Oh, yeah, but that's really fun, because that way, if everyone underestimates you, you keep giving them little surprises.
What's next? The album?
Next, I'm going to have a drink.
No. I mean next year.
Next year, I'm going to do the movie, Shanghai Surprise, and then the album's going to come out in the spring. I did a soundtrack for a movie that Sean just finished in Tennessee that's going to be out in the spring. I did that, you know, the title track from that. It's called Live to Tell, and
that's what y'all keep telling me, in the comments. Y'all keep blowing up Live to Tell. Y'all been doing that since, like, the version era started. Like, wait till you... Okay, wait till you hear Live to Tell. So I can't wait to hear this song.
and I have my album coming out, and then the movie that I'm doing in January will come out August. They plan an August release, but who knows?
For someone to look to you now, and dressed like that, to the person that's on the Virgin tour clip, is it the same person?
What do you think?
Holly,
Get out of here!
that was cool. Alright, so that was cool. Her and Molly interviews always kind of ended like on those kind of like questions, right? Because what was the last question? It was something about is Madonna, what is Madonna, right? Like, what is Madonna? And this was kind of like Madonna just ended on the... This one Madonna ended with the question, right? So again, always very intriguing, the mystique, right? Again, I love this interview. I talked throughout this. I don't have much to say anymore. So y'all drop some comments below. Let me know if you guys picked up any insights. You know, I love to converse with you guys about this whole Madonna experience. Again, just right now, learning so much about her is so cool. So again, drop me some comments below. Let me know what you guys thought about this interview, this era, and yeah, I hope you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Boom. If you haven't subscribed, make sure if you are subscribed, make sure you hit that join. If you are subscribed, make sure you join the channel, and also make sure you become a Patreon. What's in the description box? You get a reaction a month of your choice. And yeah, I hope everybody's out there feeling good, staying safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.